Hey everyone, Matron here bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary, this time Game 3, the deciding final game in the best of 3 series of the losers bracket round 8 of MLG Dallas between Root SLush and his teammate Root Drewbie, spawning as the Blue Terran. SLush did try a bit of early pressure with roaches in the last game, lost very quickly. He just GG'd after his early pressure, did not work. He tried to get out a quick 3 roaches, and Drewbie had a bunker set up and a few early units, as well as SCVs in place to repair his front door, and SLush could not bust through, and just GG'd there without much of a fight at all. So, in a tournament, I guess you want to maintain your your psychological edge on your opponent. He did not want to get into a long game where Drewbie could really play with his emotions and beat him into the floor with that advantage. So SLush instead just gave up that game. Now going to go into the third game here. Very surprised at his choice of map. Kind of would have expected Scrap Station for a Zerg player, but instead he's going to go for Xel'naga Caverns, and it is a decent map for Zerg as there are a lot of avenues for attack, one on each side of each Xel'naga cavern or tower here. So Zerg can do a lot of damage and a lot of counterattacks. The natural is not as easy to defend, so some give and take for both players here. We'll see which one is able to come out ahead. Trying to bring you this series because I don't think it was cast so far, and there are a lot of good series from MLG Dallas. There's over 250, 500 games played, I believe. So a lot of people do not sift through all the replays and check them out themselves, so trying to bring you as much action as I can of notable players and new players alike. So had not yet seen this Drewbie versus SLush matchup, so decided to cast that one here. Looks like SLush is getting down this hatchery. So again, he opened with a pool last time, this time going for the quick hatch and then the pool afterwards. We do have Drewbie, does have up an early gas here, so maybe going for the 1 Marine and then into a tech lab or another add-on. We saw him prepare an early reactor in the first game and get out those Hellions. We see a fast gas steal from SLush here. Wonder if he'll let that finish or if he'll continually cancel it and continue to remake it. Looks like he is going to let it finish, so going to deny Drewbie that second gas. A Marine is going to be pushing out here, and perhaps to do a little bit of damage against this hatchery or snipe an Overlord. Overlord's so important in the early game. If you're able to take down 1 or 2, it can really put the opposing player behind. We'll see if SLush is going to prepare a Zergling or 2 to try to take down this Marine. We see a bunker coming and being prepared by Drewbie. This Marine's got to try to stay away from those drones down to 10 HP, so it's got to circle around, and it looks like Drewbie is not going to be successful with this bunker play. SLush was prepared for it. He had his drones that were coming over for the transfer take on the SCV and the Marine, doing a nice split with them, so he could not finish the bunker, and that Marine, I do not believe that Marine got away there. The SCV did. So it looks like we have a Reaper incoming for Drewbie, so trying a lot of harass early on in this game. We have Zergling speed coming out for SLush, so he will be able to deal with this harassment as soon as that ends. Zerglings with speed on creep, able to catch up to those Reapers, especially now that the Reaper speed upgrade requires that factory. So we see the Queen laying down the creep tumor between the 2 bases, pretty standard. Looks like SLush likes to lay down a creep tumor with each Queen, so this may be a point in the game around this 5-minute mark where he does not need the extra larva. As you see, he is sort of low on money and he has not yet used these larvae. So instead of getting an extra 8 larvae from those Queens, taking the opportunity to lay down those early creep tumors, this Reaper, for his part, not going to be able to do much damage. The Queen's pretty well positioned. Now a second Reaper coming in. Perhaps he was waiting for his brother here. We'll follow these guys and see if they're able to do anything. The Queens are going to get a good pinch on the Reaper, so this one might go down. Trying to kite the Queen, one more shot on that Reaper, and he is able to take it down. Queen needs to retreat back to the creep. And now we do have the Zerglings out, so we may see an attempted surround on this final Reaper. The Reaper needs to get out of there and perhaps just scout for the rest of the game, as it looks like SLush is dealing with that quite nicely. Again, you have to remember these two are teammates, probably practice with each other quite a bit, so SLush knows all about these Reapers, knows how to defend it, knows how to defend against that bunker pressure early on. And well-placed queen here, going to be able to see that Reaper. Well-placed pool as well, going to really restrict the movement of the Reaper. And the Reaper looks like he's going to get some kills in here, so no reaction by SLush. He does not see the mini-map, does not see that blue dot working his way in. And he's going to be able to take down this Reaper, perhaps. No, it looks like the Reaper's going to get away unless these Zerglings are able to take him down. Yes, as he jumps off, he is going to go down. So one of those Zerglings jumping in the air, taking one swipe at him, and going to take him down. We see a number of spine crawlers going down for SLush. He's going to have 3 in total soon. Looks like Drewbie has used that time where he was pressuring with the Reapers to mass a nice little army of Marines and a few Marauders as well. He does not yet have Stim or Concussive Shell, so we'll see how much damage he's able to do. It looks like he's about to get Stim in about 40 more seconds, but he is not waiting for that Stim. So really question the timing on this, but it looks like he's going to try to take down the Zerg player before these spine crawlers come up. A cancel on that spine crawler, so very good, saving those minerals. And now Stim is going to finish. We do have Banelings, the Marauders being positioned in the front to try to absorb any Baneling damage. And yes, the Marauders quite high HP. They are going to be able to tank those Banelings. So we saw Drewbie focus down those Banelings best he could, and the Marines did not go down to the Banelings, but just too many Zerglings trying to dance around and take down those Zerglings. Very nice micro from Drewbie there. You see the power of the Marine able to shoot and scoot away just every little bit, and able to take down some Zerglings there quite easily. So Drewbie trying to reinforce again. He does finally have Stim. Those Zerglings going to go after those Marines, and no shooting and scooting there. So Drewbie pushing in once again. This is a nice little force. If we look at the army tab of both players, 950 to 175. In the production tab, we do have 16 Zerglings and 5 Banelings coming for SLush. So if he's able to hold off for just a few seconds, he's going to have those Zerglings. Drewbie going to come in here, try to do economic damage, but SLush doing a great job pulling those drones off. Going to try to take down that Baneling nest. Banelings coming in. Marines are in a bad position, doing his best to surround the Marines with those Marauders, but it does not look like they're going to be able to hold up to the Zerglings of SLush. If we look at the income tab of both players, Drewbie actually has the better income, especially with those mules, 35 harvesters to 25. SLush has invested a little bit heavy into Zerglings, but it looks like it's working for him. He's able to repel all of these attacks just on time, getting up those units. And we'll see whether he's able to counter and turn this advantage right now, at least in the army, into some late game advantage. Looks like we have Banelings being positioned on the right side here behind the high grass. So they could roll in here and do a lot of damage to these SCVs. Not great saturation right now as we see Drewbie just pushing out more and more SCVs. And in the base of Drewbie, we are now up to 5 barracks, one starport here, and a factory with no add-on. So he is getting out the medevacs, and we may see a drop. We do not see great Overlord positioning from SLush this game. This right side of the map, he does not have anything over there. And now these Banelings are going to come in, and Drewbie is reacting too late there, going to lose about a third of those SCVs. Could have taken more damage, but he could have done a better job as well. So kind of a win for both players there. And just going to go over and clean up any more units behind the grass. We see that SLush is preparing to take down these destructible rocks and perhaps get this gold established. Drop coming in from Drewbie. He's got to do good damage with this drop. I believe SLush does not know about it, so he's got to focus down this pool, perhaps try to focus down the Queen and the drones. Drones running away best they can. These medevacs dropping on the run, and it looks like instead he's just going to try to focus down this hatchery. So powerful with that Stim, and these Zerglings are just streaming in here with the speed. Banelings are following, and it looks like we're going to have a pickup from Drewbie, so doing a good job saving about 3/4 of his units there. And now just going to play back and forth here with the Zerg player. Not much anti-air for the Zerg. Looks like he pulled that Queen away as well, so he's making sure he's not losing his drones, not losing his Queens. Now going to try to focus down the medevac. Medevacs need to get out of there, regroup. And we see another drop coming. So trying to yo-yo the Zerg forces left and right here. And these Banelings are not falling for it. They're moving in here and not doing much damage at all against those Marauders. all those banelings were able to take down a few marauders. We see another drop coming in here, trying to focus on this queen. It was off creep, and now a stim moving in again. Zerglings, we get a pickup from the medevacs once again. So now dropping in the back of the natural these marauders are, and he really needs to split up these Zerglings. Looks like he's doing just that, and that should stop these drops for the moment. If you look at the production tab, it looks like we're getting an armory up for Drewbie, so could be going for Thors. He perhaps did see the Spire about to complete for SLush, so could be preparing for the Mutalisk harass with a Thor in the mineral line. And Drewbie was able to put on pressure there, but not doing much permanent damage to SLush. He did take out a queen, but only got this hatchery down about halfway. Would have actually really liked to see him try to focus this spawning pool. It looks like he floated all the way in here, and SLush did not know about it. He could have dropped way back here, stimmed up, and taken that down. So we see SLush is relying a lot on the Zergling and Baneling mix, and a spawning pool takes quite a lot of time to get up. So now he does have the Spire out, and he is producing Mutalisks. It looks like we will have 7 Mutalisks right now. We have no, just now a tower going up, but it's a sensor tower, not the missile turret. So Drewbie's going to have to spread out his Marines and try to guard against these Mutalisks. Looks like Drewbie is attempting to push in the middle. This is one thing you can do to counter Mutalisks. They are not able to harass if you put a lot of heavy pressure on the Zerg player, as the Mutalisks will have to come in and help defend. SLush is going to have to cancel this. Looks like he's able to do that. Perhaps not, as I did not see that drone, though it might have died really quickly there. And now the Mutalisks of SLush trying to take out the reinforcing Marines, and these Banelings coming in trying to do damage to the Marines. The Marines, for their part, are kiting in the back, trying to kite these Banelings, not taking any damage at all. The Marauders took all the Baneling hits there, now focusing down the Queen and these Spine Crawlers, doing extra damage to those buildings, and just so many Marines going to be able to take down the Mutalisks of SLush at this point. And Root SLush says F you, GG, and Drewbie LOLs. So you can tell these guys are rooting for each other in this tournament, but neither wanted to lose this series. So pretty good series there. Second game, a bit of a dud, but you saw what SLush was going for with those early roaches. In this game, it looks like Drewbie was a lot more aggressive with those drops. SLush did not get off the Zergling Baneling tech at all. So when he moved in with Stim, Medivacs, and this nice clump of units, Root SLush just had nothing to answer with. He finally had those Mutalisks out, but at the 15-16 minute mark, that's a little late to be harassing your opponent. And Drewbie was prepared, as he did have that armory. He could have gotten a Thor out, and he had some missile turrets up as well. So Drewbie will move on in this MLG Dallas tournament. If you're looking for more MLG action, check out my channel, Matron StarCraft at YouTube. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.